Look, I know it's been a while, but I'm back. And today we're going to be talking about things to consider when starting a vending machine business. But first things first, why would you actually trust me? Well, I've been in the business for around 5.5 years. I've got multiple different locations in all sorts of places. I've spoken at different events, and I've also been documenting the process and the journey online. So you can see it all in good faith. Now, essentially, I got into vending for a few different reasons, but the main thing was that I wanted to travel. Now, for you, it might be a little bit of extra money on the side. It might be that you also want to travel. Maybe you want to spend more time with your kids, and having XYZ revenue coming in every single month will allow you to do so. Whatever that purpose is, that isn't either flashy cars or flashy watches, the real deep purpose, that is what's going to keep you going and keep you motivated. So, like I said, for me, it was traveling. I've been very grateful to be able to travel to over 30 different countries and counting. I have actually helped other people too. I've helped countless people start and scale their vending machine business here in the UK. And if you want to check out all these testimonials, just go out on my IG, simple vending underscore, and you can check them out. And if you want help with starting and scaling your vending machine business and wanting to cut out all the mistakes, just go in my description below. There's a link, book a call, and let's have a chat and see if you're the right fit. Now, carrying on with the video. So there's a few problems that actually come with when you're starting a vending machine business. And these, I think, are the three most asked questions in terms of not knowing where to place your vending machines, because that is the bread and butter, right? Without locations, without sufficient knowledge in terms of understanding where to place your vending machines, then you're just simply not going to place them. A, B, you're going to place them in bad locations, and C, wherever you place them, you're not going to make enough money. Now, the second thing is actually buying wrong machines. So people think it's just as easy as you come in, you buy your vending machine, you place it, and essentially start making money. Now, it essentially is that simple, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong in each different section. And essentially, it sounds like a simple process, but in actual essence, when you actually do this, it's quite complicated in terms of buying the right vending machine, getting the right products, getting the right locations, etc. And then the last thing, I think this has been sort of pushed by the masses in terms of making everyone think that this is just a passive sort of hustle where you can just lay back, sip mojitos on the beach all day long and actually just make money. And it can get to a very passive level, but I don't believe there's anything fully passive in this world. So I will get onto that on a later stage. But let's deep dive into step number one, actually knowing where to place your machines and your locations. So when it comes to actually getting locations and, not actually speaking, that's a whole different video that I've done and will do in terms of actually going in, speaking to people, what you should say, how you should come across, etc. But the sort of key bullet points here that you need to understand when you're considering starting this business is that you need to know these three things. There has to be low competition, there has to be a high amount of footfall, and the demographic of the footfall, which I think is something that people actually forget. The sort of demographic in terms of people that are going in there, and can they actually afford to even buy from a vending machine? Or will they even think twice and actually say, you know what, I'm hungry today, or I've forgotten a Mars bar, or I don't have a water, or XYZ reason, I'm going to go and purchase from a vending machine. And they well fully know that your vending machine is going to be priced significantly higher than what they could get at a shop, but you're obviously offering the big C, which I'll go into another sort of video, and this is my framework of the three big C's. But the what first big C is convenience. So actually understanding and making the customer realize that you might have a higher price than what they're going to get in a corner shop or an Asda or a Waitrose or a Tesco, that's absolutely fine. But what you're doing is building them convenience. Now, when it comes to footfall, there's all different numbers that go around in terms of how many people there should be stationary in the building, how many people there should be coming in and out, all these different sort of factors and things. But I like to gauge around sort of the 50 to 100 mark of people that are going to be like employees or just be there, just all the time, stationary. Excuse my bad handwriting, but yeah, 50 to about 100 people. I think obviously the more people you have there that are stationary in terms of they're there every single day, then the better that location is going to be. So yeah, I think it all averages out. I mean, you can have a location with 50 people though, and there are 50 people, 30 of them actually buy something every single day. You might have a location with 100 people and actually only 20 of them buy every single day. So that's where demographic really kicks in terms of who's actually in that building. You know, what does their budget look like? Will they actually ever purchase anything? All these different things, and how you're providing the big C, the first big C out of the three, which is convenience. Now, the last thing that I want to speak about, and I've actually gone in backwards rather than going from low competition footfall demographic. Anyways, the last thing that I want to speak about is low competition. Now, competition is weird because you can't always compact it, right? Like, you might go into a building and there'll be no competition in there whatsoever, and then 6 months down the line something might come through and there's competition, unfortunately. So that you have to just acknowledge and stress test that if there is, what will there be? How can I change my products? I've done a whole video on this, so you can go into that in detail. Now, the second thing that I literally touched on earlier was buying the wrong machines. As you can see, it just puts you into this cycle over here where if you bought the wrong machine, you're getting no sales because you're buying the wrong product, you're then getting no sales, and it just sort of keeps going in a loop just like this, right? Essentially, what you want to do is understand what machine is most ideal for that place. Now, if you're going to go into maybe a gym, maybe they'd actually it's better to have a just drinks only machine. Whereas maybe if you go into a university building, it's better to have a combo machine where you can offer some snacks and some drinks, just like this machine over here. So it can vary a lot. Also, so it can vary a lot. Now, also, there is key differentials between every vending machine. No vending machine is the same. They're all different. There's new ones, there's older ones, refurbished ones. There's all different things. Card, cash, big ones, small ones, tall ones, whatever you want to think about there is. So actually understanding what vending machine suits the location, your budget, and essentially what is actually a quality vending machine that's not going to give you loads and loads of headaches, that is what you have to understand. And then that is going to allow you to also buy the right products, not the wrong products. And you're going to be able to do this by understanding your ICP, which essentially is the people that are in that location, and understanding what they want. What do they actually want, right? If they're really exercising loads and they're thirsty all the time, they're going to want more drinks than snacks, like I mentioned earlier. What I touch about is the passive dream that's been sold. So like I said, you can see here, done a big cross and then done semi-passive. So I don't believe that this business is fully passive, but I believe that this business is semi-passive because it can allow you to do all the things that you want. Travel, it can allow you to obviously make money without being there present, because obviously once your machine's stocked up, it's going to be making sales regardless of where you are. It's going to allow you to do certain things that a lot of other businesses don't allow you to do, but you are going to still have to work, right? You don't just put them in and forget about them. Who's going to restock these machines? You still have to run the business, especially when you're beginning. You have to do the restocks. You have to find all the locations. You have to do the sales. You have to do your own marketing. You have to spin all these different wheels and cogs in terms of running a business. And then you still have to get more locations. So you will never stop this unless you obviously, for whatever reason, want to exit the business. That's absolutely fine. But you will always want to get more locations because obviously once you have one location, you're going to make an X revenue. The second one will make a double revenue. And obviously, if you have loads of different locations, you don't mind if one machine's underperforming slightly a month because another one will be overperforming, and it will all balance out essentially, right? So these are a few things that you have to keep in mind. Don't get sold into that dream in terms of like, oh, this is just the best thing ever. That this business has been going on for the last 100+ years. I mean, it started in ancient Greece and it's been going ever since then. And you have seen a vending machine. Your dad's seen a vending machine, your uncle, your auntie, your nephew, all these people have seen a vending machine. They know what it is. And you have to think and realize for that vending machine to still be there, it means that someone is making money. And that is how I want to end this video. Now, like I said, if you want to get help and you want to start and scale your vending machine business and skip out on all the mistakes, then just book a call and the link's going to be in my description. I'll catch you guys on the next one.